When did you know that that's what you wanted to do as a career?
I think when I was a little too short to play basketball at the time. I couldn't rap, and I wasn't in the school, so it had to be music, and DJing was that next thing for me.
Okay, who gave you your first big break?
Clue, DJ Clue used to be a neighbor. We grew up on the same block, and I used to see him driving all the cars, the Bentleys and the Benzes and the Lexuses, and I mean at the time he was a kid, he was a teenager driving all these cars, and I thought it was drugs. Man, I used to see all these cars and expensive cars, and I didn't know him as Clue, I knew him as his real name.
Hmm.
And I went up to him and said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Music." And he says, "I'm Clue." And I was like, "The DJ?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Nah, I don't believe you." He said, "Yo, come to my crib." So I came to his crib, and he took me to his basement, and he had nothing but records after records after records and CD players and tape decks and all types of shit. And at that point, I said, "Well, then wow, this kid he's doing this. He's not selling drugs. He's not doing anything illegal. He's just doing something he enjoys, and he's making money off of it."
Hmm.
And at that point on, I said, "That's what I want to do." And he put me on. He told me what equipment I needed to buy. He told me how to mix, and from there it was on and popping.
Nice. But what year was this?
That's about maybe '94,
Okay. What neighborhood?
Queens Village, Queens.
Okay. Um, and then how'd you get hooked up with Miss Jones?
Um, well, actually, I started DJing on the station maybe about once a month, and Angie Martinez became pregnant. They needed somebody to fill in until she, came back, and they put me to fill in, and she came back. And at the time, our morning show wasn't yet together. Sway was there, and he was still doing MTV. He couldn't make it every day, and it was back and forth. So I filled in there for a little bit, and then she returned from Philly back to New York, and they kept me on her show for like a couple of weeks to see how we would mesh, and we clicked. And I've been there for like I think the last 2 3 years.
Cool. Good stuff. How do you, like as a DJ that's growing in popularity every day, how do you handle the business of people trying to get you to play their music? People running up on you all the
Yeah, I mean
time?
every artist runs up on me. I mean it's like anything else. You gotta set a standard. There's some people out there that play anything,
Mm.
and that doesn't make their show as compelling as top rated. You listen to some of the DJs that have the best shows. Their shows are top rated, and the reason it's top rated is because the music that they have on there is it's always new, it's always appealing, it's always entertaining. And when you start jeopardizing that, you start fucking up your show. And it's like that's what I keep. I don't care who comes up to me. It could be the biggest uh, gunman or the biggest drug dealer or the dude with the most money. It doesn't matter to me. You know what I mean? I like to hear good music. So I mean, of course, a million and one artists come up to me, but if it's not good music, it's not good music.
I mean, are you listening to stuff or how like?
I mean, I can't listen to everything that's given to me, but majority of the time I do listen. I give it a listen, and if I don't catch it in the first 20, 30 seconds, it's out of here.
Yeah. What's your best advice to, artists on the come up trying to get who thinks they're bad and they haven't, done anything yet? How did they get in your ear? How did they get, you know, in your CD player? How did they get that listened to? What's the best advice you'd give to, an artist just trying to break through?
They got to be persistent, you know, be consistent. I mean, I look at the best example is Red Cafe. I mean, that dude, he's consistent with it. Every week I have a new song, a new freestyle, a new this, a new that. He's at the clubs, he's at the strip clubs, he's everywhere he needs to be to find somebody that'll listen, he's there. Second example of that is Papoose.
Yeah.
Papoose is, I mean, he's just as hungry as he was inside. That man is everywhere he needs to be. Those two artists right there, are like the hungriest artists I've ever seen in the industry.
Right on. That would kind of a question come up. How'd you hook up with Red Cafe?
I guess from just the clubs. I mean, the clubs and the radio station. I used to see the man all the time, and he had so many different deals, and it's never popped off. And just seeing him all the time, we just basically me and him started connecting and started doing records with each other. Just freestyles and different songs for radio and different songs for mixtapes. And me and him clicked. We started doing songs. The songs started coming out amazing. We decided to do so. Hey, let's do an album. So we came up with the concept of a group, kind of like DJ Jesse Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Pete Rock and CL Smooth, Gangstar, and said let's do this group together.
Mm-hmm.
And he was with it, and we formed a group called the Co-op. Now the idea of the Co-op came from The Wire. If you ever watched The Wire, which is a show on HBO, they it's about Baltimore and the drug area of Baltimore and how the different drug dealers in the different areas came up with a crew called the Co-op, where they basically made it that if you were part of this crew, you couldn't be touched.
Yeah.
and they wouldn't mess with each other. You basically had your area, I had my area, but together we're a big force that can't be touched. And that's what I think that was perfect for me and Red. He's a force from Brooklyn. I'm a force from in Queens, and we both do our various things. But together, we can't be stopped. That's what the idea of the co-op came up, and the group and everything.
So who approached who in that situation?
I think we kind of, it was like one of the things, the light bulb just came off on our head when we both in the studio one day. It was like, yo, these records are crazy. And it kind of just approached. And we came to Koch first. Koch was the first place we came. And they backed up the Brinks truck and said, here's a ish load of money. And we said, let's do it.
Cool. So how's Koch been so far?
Koch has been wonderful. No problems. Everything that we've asked for, they've came through. I mean, it's no problems. It's, certain things that, we kind of push each other and motivate each other, at Koch. So I enjoy working with them.
Nice. What kind of deal do you have with them right now? You got an album dropping next month?
My album drops next year, but we only signed to the co-op. The co-op, me and Red as a group is the only thing that's signed here.
Okay.
Red's personal signed in the scope, and my personal it's not signed as of yet, but got a couple offers. Don't know where I go. It could be at Koch or it could be somewhere else.
I meant your album with Red is coming out next month.
Right, coming out next month on Koch.
And now, what are you looking to do on your own as an artist? Well, I mean, what's your ideal situation right now?
Well, of course, I'm on Hot 97 every day. I'm on Sirius Satellite Radio every day. I'm on Music Choice. I'm on A&R for So Dev. And then this album here, I probably do 4 or 5 nights in a week in the city DJing. I do production. So I got a lot on my plate. I got 2 kids that I run around, so I definitely got a lot on my plate. But right now, it's just the focus is on the co-op, and we got a bunch of artists that are retarded that we're gonna push out in the next couple of years. We're just trying to make our brand big, and we want to kind of be the new and improved record label. The new Rough Riders, the new Bad Boy, the new Rockefeller, and we're doing it in the right way. We both have 2 great ears. And we're not scared to tell each other no. If he's feeling something and I'm not, Red is whack. And same thing with me, E is whack. And we're working and we're grinding. And the best part of it is we have our own money. We didn't come into this game and just get money from this deal. I have my own stuff. He had his own money, so it's like nobody could tell us no. Koch can't say I don't want to shoot this video. I don't want to pay for it. Fuck it, we'll pay for it.
Yeah.
Koch can't say I don't want y'all to go on this show or do this tour. Fuck it, we'll pay for it. And that's what we've been doing.
Nice. What else? You own your own masters, or how is that? What's the business side of that?
Yeah, we own our own masters.
Nice. How do you feel? How do you feel about the lifespan of a DJ in 21st century 2007? Like, is this? Do you see the the music environment changing to where like you could be doing this for the next 40 years? Or are you trying to transition to business, or like what's the future of a DJ? How like some artists there's like athletes. They only got so many years when.
Right. I think the DJ is I think it's oversaturated now. I mean, if you look at it, and this DJ that's been DJing for a while. You you look at your Red Alerts, your Chuck Chillouts, they're still spinning on the radio. And I grew up listening to them.
Yeah.
You look at your Flexes, your Mr. C's, your K Slays, your Envies, your Clues. These guys are still rocking. And paying bills and rocking like they're 12. And they're going in.
And no signs of stopping.
Yeah, no signs of stopping. And then you look at and the reason being is there's so many DJs out right now that suck. It's more than just spinning a record and pressing play on a tape deck and pressing play on a CD player and pushing the Serato button. A lot of these DJs came from grinding and really, really pushing. You look at Clue, who basically was the first DJ to put mixtapes on CDs. And Clue's a marketing genius. And you look at these DJs like Mr. C, who will still bury you if he has to battle. These DJs are still getting it in, and then you look at some of these younger DJs that are coming up. They have nothing. They're not taking their style and flipping it. They're running with somebody else's style, which makes it. I mean, you can't probably name 5 hot DJs right now that's really doing the things that are new. It is due to that the market's so saturated. That's why mixtapes are not big anymore.
Is there any new DJs out there you think are?
There's a couple of new DJs that are grinding out that that are definitely doing their thing, but right now you go to a bootleg or you go to mom and pop store, look at mixtapes, and there's 10,000 new mixtapes. At one time, you went to the store and it was you're gonna see 10 mixtapes. You're gonna see me, K Slay, Clue, Ron G, SNS, Craig G, Tony Touch. That was it.
Yeah.
And and we all had great mixtapes, because we all gave each other time to do, and we all put up, but now it's like you got 1,000,001 DJs, so it's like it makes no sense anymore.